YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. Hey y'all. I am getting ready to go out of town for a couple of days. I've got an event that I've got to go to. Y'all know what that means. It's that time of year again. It's always that time of year. But I'm gonna be leaving, and I'm going to be reconnecting with some people that I truly, truly love, and I'm really looking forward to it. But that means I'm probably not going to be able to make a video until like next week. So I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk to y'all really quickly just to give y'all one to ponder on over the weekend. As the weekend approaches anyway. I'm so supposed to be in bed right now or packing my suitcase or doing something far more productive. Although this is productivity in motion, I gotta say. This is important. So this is productive, so I can justify it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But some of you may know, and I'm not going to turn it into like a big Jagunda series like last time, although I am going to be reviewing each one as it comes out. Some of you may know that Oprah's Lifeclass has relaunched again under the new name Oprah's Lifeclass, the tour. Essentially, Oprah and a respected member of the self-help or spiritual awareness community is going to be, or has been, traveling around the country giving like live talks and lectures and speeches and the whole nine yards. This particular, her premiere episode took place, oh my God, I should know this, but I don't. St. Louis. It took place in St. Louis. I know it took place in St. Louis. Yeah, because Sweetie Pies was there. And she was joined by, a teacher of teachers, Iyanla Vanzant, whom I love slightly more than life itself. I'm enamored of her and all that she has to say. And if you have not, and a shameless plug here, although it's not for me, if you have not read the book Peace from Broken Pieces yet, I mean, run, don't walk, get the book, change your life, please. Because, it was an act of bravery within a bound hardcover book. It was absolutely unbelievable. And so I watched the first episode. It was 2 hours long. It is premiering on OWN, although there is a live stream that takes place on own.com and on Facebook so that you can, you know what I'm saying, check it out through your computer if you don't actually subscribe to OWN on cable, which I personally believe that you should because, she's the first woman of color to own her own network and should absolutely be supported in that endeavor. Support our sisters, y'all. Let's lift each other up. Anyway, but yeah, so it was a 2-hour episode, and to try to sum up what it did for me internally would be next to impossible, but I will say this. I watched the episode, and thank God I have a DVR so that I can pause live TV and stuff like that. There were specific moments where I had to literally pause my recording of it and just lift my hands in the air because what I was hearing was mind-blowing, flabbergasting, soul-resounding. There's just, pick an adjective. Honest to God, major breakthroughs on this premiere episode, which you can go to own.com and watch. You can see it for yourself. But I have to talk to you. There were so many amazing things said. Oh my God, so many amazing things said. But there was one specific thing that Iyanla Vanzant said in reference to a guy who, I'm like, just beyond, courage abounding to come on the show and bare his soul for the world to view. And she said something to this guy whose name was Steve. I will never forget Steve. That really struck a chord with me and forever changed the way I look at sort of the way I operate when I am in a position of being of service to another. And again, here I go paraphrasing, but essentially what she said was, you've got to stop being addicted to your story. This was a guy who had dealt with years upon years of substance abuse, both drug and alcohol. And she said, now you are addicted to the story. Y'all, hold on. Okay, I feel a little better now. It's all about camera angles, people. But yeah, she said you've got to watch out when it comes to being addicted to your story. Now, the day will come that somebody far smarter than I will ever be and much more business minded will come up with some kind of college course entitled The Psychological Benefits of YouTube. Um, because what I found in my own journey on YouTube, I think it's pretty fair to say that I have been rather forthright with, most, if not damn near all, intimate details of my life. I mean, y'all know everything from my exes to my history. Uh, wink, nudge. You know what I mean? And my drug, abuse history, my survival of all different kinds of assault. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on. The laundry list of BS that I've encountered. And what I've found is that, everything that I have said to y'all in some form or another at different times or another, I have said to my own kids, as the occasion pops up for a lesson that I've learned to, I'm very big on teachable moments. So when I see a door, I'm going to walk in it. And so what y'all have heard has essentially been what my children have heard. But the long, hard look that I've had to take at myself is basically that I too have been addicted to my story. Because and this is the mindset. You don't know where you're going unless you can acknowledge where you've been. You understand what I'm saying? In order to move forward, you have to be able to look back and process all that you've been through. But in doing so, if you remain in the space of this is what I've had to endure, rather than this is what I've overcome, and I can use this as a tool to propel myself forward in life. If you lack that ability currently, then you are stuck in this position of looking behind you to see where you've been rather than looking forward to assess where you're going. And while I've been very good at lip service in terms of this is where I want to get to and this is where I intend to get to and the universe is going to open up these doors for me, I've still kind of been over my shoulder at, wow, you really did all that, And I'm not saying that's necessarily, I don't fault myself. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not going to, flagellate myself. It's not a bashing moment. There's a place for that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you really do have to just check your progress thus far and kind of sit with that. But when you're done, and believe me, I am so done, you've got to pick up and you've got to move forward. We allow ourselves to be defined by events. You know what I mean? I am a wife because I got married. I am a mother because I had a child. I am, you know what I'm saying, a Democrat because I have common sense. I'm just kidding. Anyway, the point is, whoa, sorry. The point is, if all of those titles were stripped away, who would you be? Who would you like to be? And how can you use these titles and these instances in your life to help create the life that you now desire? To assist in the formation of the foundation of your future. You understand where I'm going with this? There was so much said, and really what Iyanla said about being addicted to your story has had a profound effect on my life, to the point of where I'm now so convicted, because I really did take a couple of days to kind of meditate on this and really see, you know what I'm saying? When a new idea is introduced to you, you kind of have to roll it around on your tongue and in your gut to kind of, how does this apply to me? I know it feels right. My soul recognizes it as a universal truth. You know what I mean? I agree with it on a spiritual level. But now how can I implement it into my day-to-day existence? And I have decided, or I should say I've been convicted, because it wasn't just as simple as, hey, I'm going to decide, that I'm no longer going to refer to myself as, a survivor of sexual assault, a survivor of drug abuse, a survivor of homelessness, I am going to refer to myself, and from this day forward, I am an overcomer of all of those things. I want you to hear that just one more time. I am an overcomer of all that I have been through, that I have allowed to hold me back. To survive, you know what I mean? People have survived plane crashes. And that's not really something that you have a great deal of control over if you're not the one flying the plane. You understand where I'm going with this? You know what I mean? The fact that to survive is to have made it. But to overcome is to have conquered it. So I haven't just, by the skin of my teeth crawled myself out of the bowels of hell that have defined certain points in my life. No. I sit here before you today an overcomer, because not only did I come out of those things, I conquered them. I conquered the feelings of shame, of unworthiness, of misery, of apathy, of melancholia, of depression, of suicidality. These are things I have conquered. And this is what I have overcame. I just shook the hell out that camera. But I mean, and I'm not trying to be like ultra dramatic with you, but this is just where I'm at. All I can give you is my story at this point. And it feels incredible to be able to say that, because I have now really, truly, and for the last time, broken free. The stories that I have told y'all on YouTube regarding my life and regarding my history, everything from Tony to, you know what I mean, to what I've dealt with, to David, to everything. When I made those videos and I uploaded them, and when I was ready to actually sit down and watch them, something truly released from me. It was like something just broke free and flew away. I don't know how to put it in a way that's a little more user-friendly than that. And again, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I promise you I'm not. But I know I just felt better. And it's not like I've never told those stories before, but being able to unburden myself in front of people, not all of whom I know personally, and kind of release it into the ether, it's like it's no longer my story. It's no longer my pain, my shame, my burden, my trial, my tribulation, my yoke. It's just, it doesn't belong to me anymore. I don't have to hold on to it. I don't have to. If I choose to, that's probably not adding anything to my life. So I'm choosing not to. And now I feel very unencumbered. I feel really good. I can't really put it another way. I feel excellent. And so I'm saying this, and I hope y'all get something out of this, but I'm just saying this to encourage y'all to check yourselves. That thing, that story, that incident, that circumstance that occurred to you, can you, as Ayanla said, feel it, deal with it, and then heal it? You know, and I'm gonna try to bring this to a close, but I gotta say this. In the worst parts of my life, I did, and continue to a certain extent, because believe me, I promise you, I'm a work in progress. I was afraid to fully feel what I knew I would feel as a result of those circumstances. It took me years, and I'll just use Tony as a great example. After Tony passed away, you know, and y'all know I went to the funeral and everything like that. But I mean, it really did literally take me years. It wasn't until maybe 5 years after he passed that I really sat down and called up the feelings of worthlessness, of unworthiness, of anger, of hurt, of pain, of fear, of shame, of abandonment that I really felt as a result of this man taking his life and leaving me here. It took that long. And I was deathly afraid to do it because I thought that it would overcome me. I thought it would overtake me. I mean, I didn't really think of the worst case scenario. And I never considered the possibility that it might hurt like hell, but there might be something on the other side of it that would render me, if not fine, at least bearable. You understand what I'm saying? And so allowing those feelings to come up, acknowledging them, lashing out, you know what I'm saying, at the circumstance, the situation of his passing, and really truly dealing with that allowed me to begin healing from it. And no, things are not perfect, and I don't think they'll ever be perfect. I think that closure is one of the most ridiculous words in the English language. But it's bearable. It's okay. I know that when that day comes, and it is coming up in a couple of months, it's going to hurt, and I'm going to get through it. This is just one story. This is one circumstance. I want to know what yours are. And I don't mean I want to know as in I'm dying to dig in your business and you have to tell me. But I want you to think about what that thing has been. What your story, what is your fallback? Well, honey, here's what happened to me 10 years ago. What's that about? And are you using it as a crutch? Or, I mean, are you using it, yeah, as a crutch, or are you using it constructively? Are you being productive with it? Are you being proactive? Are you being reactive? You know what I mean? How is it adding to your life? And have you overcome it? I just want you to think about that. And I'm going to be gone for the weekend. I've got something pretty major and very personal to tell y'all. I'm going to wait till next week to do it. But when it came to feeling pain, dealing with pain, and healing pain, I dealt with something that I never thought would happen to me. I never thought the day would come that I would be able to start healing from one particular circumstance. And I'm going to tell y'all all about it when I come back. One love. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend.